What is going on YouTube? I'm Phil. Guys, I want to ask you a question. Are you growing or are you dying? Are you leveling up or are you stagnating? There's a few ways that you can figure out kind of what season you're in. And these are just a few of some of my experiences that have stayed with me over this last year as I've started consistently posting. Yeah. All the things that I'm about to talk about right now is I've gone through it firsthand, and I'm currently experiencing all of this stuff. So I know that if you're experiencing this, I know that you're definitely leveling up and you're changing that identity. One of my friends told me a good saying, guys, like straight up, like it was probably one of the best things. And it really put things into perspective for me. And it goes a little something like this. The road to heaven feels like hell, and the road to hell feels like heaven. How true is that? Like, how many times have you stayed up at that party at 4 or 5 in the morning? You know that you got work to go to, but yet you kept pushing through, kept going on through on the sesh. You knew that you shouldn't have done it. Or when you went to go see this girl that you know that you shouldn't have seen, like that many times because you've been burnt or whatever, you know what's at the other end of it, but you're just there chasing pleasure, and you know that you get burnt a few days later in the other end of that. Or, when you get on the piss and you're like, you disappear for a week, it feels good at the time, but that is the road to hell. I've experienced all those things, you know what I'm saying? And just know that when you are leveling up, there are going to be a few simple traits, that you come across. The first one is that you are going to be fully dialed in, You know that you're leveling up when you're fully dialed in. You take things seriously. You take your macros seriously. You take your training seriously. You might write notes the night before. You might be reading, getting new ideas and all this kind of stuff. You don't have time to waste, you know what I'm saying? You are constantly dialed in. You're thinking about it all the time. You want to change your circumstance because you understand that the life that you are living isn't what you want to be living, you know what I'm saying? So you've got no choice but to be dialed in, And another thing, like when you're going through this, because you're doing all of those things, people around you, they're going to distance themselves from you. Like, this has happened to me first time, like firsthand, right? Friends have gone, they've fully distanced themselves, people that I thought that I was going to hang around with for a lifetime. When you think that they should be supporting you, like when that's what you're not expecting, but it would have been nice that they just hang around. They just ask you a question. Like, I've been doing it for a year every single day in the face. They don't ask me about it. Why? Because people around you, they have pigeonholed you into this box, into this identity. And this is one of the hardest things to break through when you are trying to change. You're trying to break through your environment, because people won't let you be that other person. You might start posting, they'll pull you up on it and go, what are you doing? You're posting this. What are you doing? What, you're putting this thing up? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? They can't comprehend the change, particularly if you're doing something positive. If you're training all the time, you're putting it in their face, or you're eating healthy, or you're traveling. They might be with their girlfriends or wives or whatever, and you might make them feel a certain way because you're out there traveling, you're out there meeting people, you're out there doing things that is totally opposite to them. So they'll distance themselves from you, they'll stop calling you a little less at the start, then a little bit more, then a little bit more. And then they all kind of disappear, which is all a blessing in hindsight, because I know where I'm going now. I've gotten rid of all the distractions, you know what I'm saying? And it's allowing me to become this other person. So all that's happened in real time, and so other things is like, you realize that you don't have as much as you thought that you did with them in common. As soon as you might take out maybe like a little bit of football, or going out on the sesh, or whatever pastimes it is that everyone gets together and does on the weekends or whatever, you realize that you need time. You need to do other stuff. You've got stuff to do that fully invigorates you, and you just can't be doing that. And then the communication kind of dries up quick smart. You realize that friendship is a mutual benefit, and both people need to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? They need to feel a certain way. You need to feel a certain way. It's a value exchange. That's the reason why people are drawn to each other. And if that's not there, you're going to, by default, stop talking to one another. Another thing that you might be feeling is that you are constantly uncomfortable because you're pushing yourself to either maybe post more on social media, eat better, train more, exercise discipline by maybe not watching porn or not gambling, or having higher standards with girls, or going up to the girls that you actually want to talk to because they're the standards that you set for yourself, you are going to be feeling uncomfortable the whole time. Like your heart is in your mouth, like you got something down here in your throat. You know what I mean? Like you're constantly like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Now I've got to do this or whatever. But I'm telling you guys that it gets easier as you do more of these reps. The necessary reps to grow. So you're constantly going to be feeling uncomfortable, and you're going to be doing a few of these things, like I was saying before, like going up to the girls that you want, training more, posting more, whatever. And with that, this is the next thing. You're going to cop hate. Hate is one of the best things that you can get, guys. I mean it. They might not even tell you. Some of the people that are following you, and this is the thing, like haters are your biggest fans. Like they're people that love you the most. For you to hate someone, you must have loved them in some way for you to feel a certain way. You can't just hate someone. You must have felt something for them before you hated them. So in my mind, the way that I frame it is that they're just people that can't express their love for you. You know what I'm saying? And they see you winning that much and doing things that you can't to a better standard, that they can't help but just mock you and make fun of you or whatever. Just know that as you're growing, it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder at the start when you haven't done the reps. But when you start doing the reps, and I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this for a year, just water off a duck's back. Like I don't care, guys, the way that I used to, Because I understand that people that are relevant, that are doing things, that are copying hate, they're actually doing something. It's stopping the person from their NPC brain-numbing scrolling or whatever, to stop them and make them think about something, whether it's good or bad. So you're actually making them think about stuff. So don't frame hate in your mind as something that's terribly bad. Just understand that when you are authentically being you, people are going to hate you no matter what, even if you try and people please or whatever. So what's the alternative? You might as well be authentically you, unapologetically you. You start to date less and be more intentional to chase your purpose. You stop chasing women and you start chasing purpose. You understand that chasing women is and womanizing is a black hole. I'm telling you guys, it's never enough, because there's always going to be so many more women, and there's always more women or whatever. But I understand that the women that you want, who are they chasing? You always just need to ask yourself that. They're chasing guys that are on their purpose. They're probably of a better high quality. They're not in the clubs. They don't have all this behavior that isn't conducive to being in a relationship. They're actually looking for genuine blokes. What are they looking for? They're looking for people that are winning. You know what I'm saying? So by you choosing to be a winner, giving yourself permission to be a winner, and choosing purpose to go and focus on winning, as a byproduct of that, you are going to attract, not chase. Keyword is attract people into your life, as you start leveling up. That is another byproduct, And this has happened to me quite a bit. As I've started to work towards my purpose, people just seem to come into my life to be gravitated towards, because what's going on here? Well, what's happening here? I see you doing this or whatever. Some people are giving the hate. Some people can't handle it. But the message is pure, guys. It's only here to come on here and help anyone, So if you're feeling this kind of way, that all you want to do is chase purpose and stop chasing women, I feel exactly the same way, because I understand as the byproduct of that is that women will genuinely be gravitating towards you, because you're going to have an energy about you. You're going to have an aura about you. You're going to have done the work. You're going to turn up and people know that you've done the work. You're going to be undeniable when you turn up, And you're going to hold yourself to a higher standard. You're going to start saying no to things. The power of saying no as well, guys. No. Just know that when you say yes to something else, you're saying no to yourself. So just be very clearly defined on what you want and what aligns to it. People don't just hang around with people just for the sake of hanging around. Don't just do something because you've got nothing to do with your time. Do you really want to do that thing or not? That's all you need to ask yourself. So you're going to set standards to yourself. That's with how you dress, to your lifestyle, to the income that you have, to how you look, your body fat percentage, what you eat, the girls that you involve in your life, where you're going to live, all this kind of stuff. You start setting yourself to a higher standards because you're leveling up. You're starting to see what's possible. You see people do it online. I see people do it all online all the time. And I'm like, okay, it's possible. Is it hard? Yes. Why? Because no one else, 99% of people are choosing comfort. They're just choosing to do a normal job. Think about everyone around in your group? Who is doing this? Like jumping on camera, talking, trying to provide value, uploading on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, giving value, trying to coach or whatever. It's not many people. Contrary to what you see on your newsfeed, you assume that everyone's doing it. I assure you that they are not, because in my life, and I know a few people, not many people are doing it, except for the people that I've gone in paid groups with. No one in my group of friends will be like, you know what, I'm just going to come on here and help people and teach people what I've learned or whatever. So you're leveling up and you're going to be undeniable, and you're going to start looking at social media a different way when you're leveling up. You're gonna get out of that consumer mindset, because you're gonna understand that for you to be anything, like, you need to produce, you need to solve problems, you need to entertain, or you need to make people's life easier. One of those three things. And how can you do that when you are consuming? By default, you're not. You're always going to be thinking, oh, maybe I film this. Maybe in the gym I film this. Maybe this works out all right. Maybe this message could work out, whatever. You start hooking into that mindset and you start thinking about other people all the time. That's a really powerful place to be, because the people that serve people and they figure out how to solve people's problems get paid the most. That is why I do coaching, guys, And if ever you want to get into better discipline, better mindset, you want to work out, nutrition, stuff like that, I'm the guy. Come to me, because I can help you with that kind of stuff. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what this whole channel's about. I put a few hundred videos up on this, constantly up on Instagram every single day, giving value, trying to help or whatever. And this is what I want to do, and get on YouTube, do it full time. So yeah, I'm the man, but you need to put that energy out there. You need to help. And you need to, I did videos, hundreds of videos without even asking anything, but now I'm letting you know that this is what I offer. So reach out to me, guys. If you've got gambling addictions, if you've got porn or whatever, if this is kind of something that's kind of really taken over your life or whatever, and you need help, it's okay to ask, bro. You just get the ego out of the way and just ask for help. People like me are willing to help, I like doing this because it feels good, And yeah, well, after you stop consuming and produce, you understand that producing is the way to go. You're gonna wanna change careers and stuff like that, because you're gonna want to start producing more of this kind of stuff. You're gonna realize that the vehicle that you're in and the lifestyle that you might want to live or whatever isn't aligning. The math don't math. I want to live overseas. I want to be in summer all the time. I want to not answer to a boss. I want to work the hours that I want to work or whatever. Well, that's not computing with the situation that you're in. Maybe you might be in a lot of consumer debt. Maybe you might have a house. Maybe you might be in a marriage. Maybe that you don't want to be, whatever. These are things that you need to think about to make this happen, because your new life is going to cost you your old one. So you need to be very mindful of that. But this is always going to be in the back of your minds, all these things, And you're going to want to change, you're going to want to change your location, whatever, and rightly so, because you got to understand that your environment's pretty much everything. You could be a big fish in a small pond, and cool story, bro, that no one else is thinking big around you. You know that you're the average of everyone around you. So you need to raise that average, where? Well, you need to go seek out these people. You need to find out where they are or whatever. For me, I'm going to start off in Southeast Asia and I'm going to just go from there, I'm not overthinking it. It's just, it is what it is. I'll go to a place, and if I don't like it, I'll book 2 weeks at a time. If I like it, I'll stay longer. If not, I'll just keep it moving. It's okay. You can chop and change. You don't have to be locked in or whatever. You got options, So you can't outwork a bad environment. So you need to be very intentional with the environment and the people that you are letting into your life, because right now you probably don't have many people around. It's a lonely path. The lonelier path and the right path and the hard path is normally the same thing, guys. Straight up. And that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to I didn't want to ramble on too much, but that's how with all those things, you feel like people are going to drop off, and you feel like you're different. You're going to hold yourself to a different standard. Then you're going to cop some hate. You're going to want to move and all this kind of stuff. This is all normal as you are leveling up. You're becoming another person. People around you are not accepting this version of you. So you need to go somewhere else where you are allowed to be yourself. That's why I want to move. Because I want to give myself permission when no one knows me, bro. No one knows me. So you give yourself permission to be whoever you want and have a clean start. The best thing about being a man, if you look after yourself, and you take yourself seriously and take this whole experience seriously, a little bit more serious, is that you can do whatever you want. Because a lot of people have just given up by default. They're just constantly consuming, they're scrolling or whatever. Their mind has been taken over, So like if you can concentrate do some hard work and turn up every single day for 2 or 3 years, you can have whatever you want. This is not an overnight thing, And you're going to feel like you're in no man's land a lot of the time. You're going to feel uncomfortable, like it's not working or whatever. That is the right path. Because I told you before, the road to hell feels like heaven. Like going to work, I get a weekly paycheck, it's easy. But then, like you're going there, you're building someone else's dream, you're being comfortable, you're on autopilot, you're not growing, you're not challenging yourself. Is that really the meaning of life? Is that what you want to be doing? I don't want to be doing that. Like I've done it enough. Like I'd rather just die than try it, and like I'd rather just die trying than not try at all. Because if you're watching this, that you're leaving at least 40-50% off the table. Like when things really get hard, are you really pushing yourself? When was the last time you really tried for something? That's just things that I think about. If you're uncomfortable, good. If you're in unknown, good. If you feel like something's not going to work, good. If this something kind of keeps you up at night, or you're nervous about something because you're about to do something, good. It means you're on the right path. Whenever you never grow in your comfort zone, it's always on the other side when you're in discomfort. Just remember that. So if you're feeling a certain way, good, bro. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to chip in my 2 cents on that. I hope this message finds you well. I'm going through this at the moment. Yeah, this is why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. So I feel super excited. It's awesome, guys. I appreciate the continued support. If you got a friend that you think needs to hear this message, pass them on this video. Share the video, comment. It all helps. It helps get this message out there. You know what I mean? It helps me. You're doing me a favor. I'm not asking you guys for money or anything like that. It's not like that. But I appreciate just a like and a comment. Let us know if you're feeling the content. If you made it this far, kudos to you. You know what I mean? Kudos to you. So you've got a good attention span. And I'm glad to have held your attention, because I understand that attention is currency and it's everything. It's hard to keep people's attention. So anyway, guys, I love you guys. I will see you in the next one, and let's chat soon. Ciao.